Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Read With Me. I am your host, Kelly Michelle. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I am so happy that you clicked on the link to learn more about Read With Me, or you clicked on the link because you're interested in learning more about the book of the month. But before I get into that, if you're new, I just wanted to share with you a little bit about what Read With Me is. So I choose a book. I will introduce the book at the end of the previous month, and we will read that book together separately. Our goal is to read 12 books per year. We've already finished books in January and February, and now we are diving into our third book, which is the month of March, which is The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I want to encourage you, if you have not started the book, no problem. There's still plenty of time. We just got started. You can obtain this book however you get books. So you can get it from the bookstore, you can get it from Amazon, you can get it from the library. It's also available on audiobook. So please grab a copy of this book and join us for Read With Me. Last time I went over chapters 3 and 4. And so if you're new, I post 3 times a week, which is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I just share with you a couple of insights or takeaways that I got from reading whatever assigned chapters that we read for that particular time frame. So we have been reading, or I have been going over 2 chapters per episode. Last time we went over chapters 3 and 4, and so today we are going to go over chapters 5 and 6. As a disclaimer, and just to reiterate, I am in no way trying to teach this book or trying to summarize the chapters. I am just simply sharing with you some of the things that I took away that were really highlighted to me as I was reading this book. And my encouragement is for you to also read. That's what we're doing here. We're reading together separately. I suggest that you grab a notebook and you write down some of the things that really spoke to you so that you can be able to apply them to your life in the future. So without further ado, let's dive into chapters 5 and 6. So I always start with telling you what section of the book these chapters are in. And so chapters 5 and 6 are in the section titled You and the Let Them Theory. And the subtitle is Fearing Others People's Opinions. Chapter 5 is titled Let Them Think Bad Thoughts About You. And chapter 6 is titled How to Love Difficult People. So we're going to dive right in, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that really spoke to me in chapter 5. So again, the title of chapter 5 is Let Them Think Bad Thoughts About You. And here are the 3 things that I took away. 1, censoring yourself is a way to protect your fear of other people's opinion. 2, someone having a negative opinion doesn't mean their feelings are completely negative as a whole. And number 3, make yourself proud. What other people think doesn't matter. And all of those things really spoke to me, but I really want to focus on number 3. And that was make yourself proud. What other people think doesn't matter. And I have had personal experience with this particular, everything in this book, the things that I've highlighted, I've had personal experiences and have stories to relate to them. But specifically for chapter number 5, make yourself proud, what other people think doesn't matter. I can relate to this because I made a decision for myself to move out of my home state. So I was born and raised in the Midwest, and I made a decision a few years ago to move. And then I made a decision after I moved to one city, I made a decision to relocate and move to the South. And so this was a decision that maybe some family members and friends did not support. However, I made the decision for myself because it was what I wanted to do. And the focus was making myself proud. And so that's what chapter 5 really focuses on. You know, they can think what they want to think about my decision, but at the end of the day, I want to be proud of myself, and I want to be proud about the decisions that I make, because I have to live with those choices. No one else, well, let me say it this way. Others could be affected by the choices and decisions that I make. And there's so many examples of how that is true. But at the end of the day, I have to live with the choices and the decisions that I make. And so I am choosing to be proud of myself. I was very proud of myself because it was a leap of faith. It wasn't something that I had done before, but it was a decision that I made for myself, and I am so thankful that I made that decision. I have definitely enjoyed where I live and have been able to create community. And so moving on to chapter 6, it is titled, How to Love Difficult People. And the 3 things that stood out to me are, it can be more difficult to use the let them theory on family because there can be consequences. Number 2, making changes for yourself that family doesn't agree with can disrupt their expectations and beliefs about you. And number 3, people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves. And number 3 really stood out to me. People can only meet you as deeply as they've met yourselves. And in the book, she referenced therapy. And this isn't necessarily a channel that we are advocating therapy, but I want to advocate therapy. I have really been able to grow and to sort through some things in my life because of the help of a therapist. So that's just a simple plug. Therapy can be very helpful. But what she was talking about in number 3 that I highlighted, people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves, is that sometimes, particularly with family members, is that they have a expectation or thoughts about how you should live your life based upon the lens in which they're viewing it and what they have already done in their life. And so there are many times where people have wounds and hurts and just different experiences that they have not sorted through themselves. And so they cannot see beyond their hurt and their wounds and their experiences of their own lives to embrace the things that you might want to do or is contrary to what they believe you should do. And so that is what the author was talking about in chapter 6. If you have not read chapters 5 and 6, I really encourage you to do so. And not only read it, but take some time to really reflect on it. I know that as I'm reading this book, I am taking, as you know, notes to really remember the things that stuck out to me, but also for me to also reflect on the things that I am reading so that I can make the necessary changes. It could be in my mind, it could be in my behavior and my responses. So again, thank you so much for going on this journey with me. Read together separately. This is something new. I just got started in January, and now we're already into reading our third book together in March. And so I really hope that you are enjoying this journey that we're going on together. If so, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I want to emphasize subscribe because I want to get to how many, I want to say I have like 55 subscribers. You know, I haven't looked at the number in a while. I'm not really sure, but help me get to the next level of subscribers. I think it's 255 actually. So help me get to 300 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate it. Spend some time reading today. Spend some time taking some notes on what you've read. Reflect and let yourself digest the information. Next time, we will be going through chapters 7 and 8. And can you believe it? We are almost halfway through the book. There's 20 chapters. We're close to the halfway mark. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, happy reading.